Blog Talk Radio.
That's it for us tonight. I want to thank everyone. Oops, wrong one. Sorry. My bad.
Alternative facts.
The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. At 12:07 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, numerous unidentified objects of unknown intent and unknown origin were detected at high altitudes over multiple locations of Earth's outer space by the National Radio Astronomy Observatory, and these objects are presumed to be some form of controlled aircraft. It is not known if more of these aircraft will arrive, or if they will attempt entering Earth's atmosphere. United States citizens are encouraged to monitor local media outlets, as more updates will follow as information becomes available. The following message is transmitted at the request of the United States government. Attacks by the undead have been reported in several states across the country. The dead are rising from their graves and are attacking the human race. At this time, it is expected that more attacks of this nature will occur in several other states in the next few hours. The intent behind their attack is unknown at this time. He has been observed that a bike or exchange of fluids is a method of transmission. This is an extremely dangerous situation if they crave the taste of human flesh. It is not known whether this event will last for hours, days, or even longer. Stay calm, as authorities have been dispatched to deal with these creatures. An all-clear siren will be sounded when this situation is under control. Pacific Standard Time, nor is detected a long-range nuclear missile launch. This missile is believed to be headed in the direction of all residents within a 400-mile radius of this area should seek a fallout shelter immediately.
Welcome to Within the Chaos with your host, Rodney, the Viking Shortridge. I want to give a big old shout out to the Facebook paranormal groups that allow us to post our shows on their pages and helping us to get the word out about all of our guests. If anyone would like to speak to Black Diamond Paranormal Society, BDPS, to discuss your paranormal questions or issues, go to our website at blackdiamondps.org or email blackdiamondps@yahoo.com. As always, our services are free.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us tonight. You can listen in by calling 516-387-1922, or you can go to the Vibe Radio Network website at blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. For deep within the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you for listening to Within the Chaos. My name is Rodney Shortridge, and I'll be your host tonight. First off, I'd like to give a shout out to my cousins up in Ohio, Jennifer and Joe Shortridge of 222 Paranormal. you get a chance, check out their talk show. You can find them on Facebook under 222 Paranormal. You know, with all this going on right now, excuse me, with the coronavirus, I believe I'm going to have to change my intro. I was always thinking we was all going to die of a nuclear war, but I guess we're all going to die of a virus. But I hope everybody's doing all right. I hope everybody's staying in. Oh, my gosh. I mean, I understand you have to go get some groceries. I understand you have to go get something, you know, for the house or gardens or whatever. But my God, please, everybody, don't gather around together. You know, stay at 6 foot, 10 foot. I prefer like 20 foot apart. I don't. If somebody's coughing or sneezing around me, automatically get away, get away. Start wearing trash bags, bandanas, whatever you can get. I mean, that's what I'm doing. But waiting on Mr. Dugan to call in, but I'll go ahead and give y'all an intro to give y'all a little bio on him. Tonight, our special guest is an actor who played Grandpa from the classic horror film, The Texas Chain Saw Massacre, John Dugan. John was born in Brazil, Indiana. He attended the Goodman School of Drama at the Art Institute of Chicago. During his time in Chicago, he performed in several theatrical productions. While he was in Chicago, screenwriter Kim Henkle approached him to portray an old patriarch of a cannibalistic family, and he enthusiastically accepted the offer. He was cast as Grandpa in the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. He was 19 years old at the time of the filming, playing a 113-year-old man whose family lured young people into their Texas homestead where they were killed and eaten. The low-budget film has become a classic in the horror genre, spawning several sequels and a remake. After filming, John returned to theater acting in Chicago and eventually moved to Los Angeles. He took several years off to focus on his family and raising his daughter. Thankfully to his fans, John's hiatus ended and he began filming again. Two of his roots, he did a cameo appearance in Texas Chain Saw Massacre: The Next Generation, and reprised his role as Grandpa after 38 years for the film Texas Chain Saw 3D. He also appeared in several independent horror films, including Monstrosity, The Butcher Boys, and The Hospital. He also appeared in the film rendition of Stephen King's The Boogeyman. And almost 40 years later, he appeared in the iconic movie Texas Chain Saw 3D, 2013 as Grandpa Sawyer. John most recently appeared in Rock, Paper, Scissors, written by Victor Miller, as Uncle Charles, a sinister character who unforgettable. The film was released on DVD last summer. John currently resides in Nashville, Tennessee. Good people, good people. You can follow John on Twitter and Facebook. Hope I'll see you on. So let me quit doing the jog talking and let him do the talking. How about that? Let's see here. Let me go ahead and get him clicked over here. Hello, John. How you doing tonight, sir?
Rodney?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me all right?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. You hear me good?
Yeah, I'm hearing myself back, but
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not. Okay. No, I'm not now.
Okay. Well,
This phone number says New York, and this phone number I call says New York, and you sure don't sound like you're from New York.
No, I'm not from New York. I'm in Virginia. Hell no.
How you doing, Rodney? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How you doing? I mean, you all holding up well with this virus going around?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I live in in a very sparsely populated county outside of Nashville, Tennessee, up on a ridge with not many people around. So, once or twice a week I run in real quick and pick up stuff I need and then run back out here. So, but we actually just got our first case of COVID-19 just yesterday in the county I live in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we it hasn't hit close to us yet, and I don't see. Yeah, I'm worried about a lot of my friends and stuff. I worry about my wife. She still has to go into work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just so fucking weird, man. Strange days upon us. They're really weird.
It is weird, and what makes it even worse, in my opinion, is here we've got a president that should be leading our country, and he knew this stuff was coming. The intelligence was there to tell them that it's going to get bad. We got to stop this. And I keep hearing that states are bidding against each other, against the government for ventilators and masks and stuff to save people's lives. It's insane.
He's mean-hearted and stupid, essentially. He's not very bright. As we say down south, well, he's not very bright, bless his heart.
Bless his heart. Poor Tommy.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think he may be able, when this all is fleshed out, when it's all said and done, he's going to be able to add mass negligent homicide to his resume, or to his resume,
That's going to be awesome because, think about it. That's going to be the most murderous person in the history of the world.
Could be right beside Hitler.
Yeah, he's gonna rank right over Hitler. American number one. That's what I say.
Yeah. Shit, man. It's creepy.
Yeah, and see, that's what makes it more scary is the fact, I love horror movies. I love what you've done, and all these other magnificent actors and actresses. But to see someone like Trump up there, now that's scary. That, to me, that's terrifying.
When the night of the election, when it became evident late in the evening, and my wife were in the living room watching the election returns, we both of us were just aghast. I was like, "Are you kidding me? This is really happening?" And we both just got really fucking quiet. And then Stacy just turned off the fucking TV, just hit the fucking off button on the remote, didn't say a word, just went into the bedroom. And it was like a nightmare,
It was.
We're living it.
Yeah, my daughter, she looked at me and she was like, "Daddy, can Hillary win?" And I said, "If we lose Michigan, we're done." And as soon as Michigan turned red, she just put her head down and walked to bed. And I said, "I'm sorry, honey, we've lost." And it felt like a gut punch.
Yeah.
But now they.
Hey, you want to talk some horror? You want to talk some horror? Well, I just know there are a lot of the thing is, Rodney, I know a lot of hardcore horror fans are quite on the conservative side.
Right. Okay. Well,
I don't want to lose our entire audience.
Okay, I apologize. I'm sorry. I could get off on that.
No, you don't apologize to me. I could talk this shit for hours, but I don't. I'm on your side, man.
Okay, well, we'll start out with, just tell us a little bit about yourself and, how you got involved in acting and what did start you?
I'll tell you from the beginning I got involved in that. Well, I grew up in West Central Indiana, and very, very small town. And the first real acting gig I had was in my grandma's neighborhood in Iowa, Burlington, Iowa. And I was there for my, yearly summer visit to my grandparents. They'd take one. We would all visit at some time during the summer, but they'd only take one of us at a time. There was 5 of us, and so they were busy all summer with grandkids, And I was there, and the neighborhood kids, and there were a bunch of kids about my age on that street. It was loads of fun. And my grandparents were the oldest, probably the oldest one on that block. And they weren't that old. They were like fucking probably 15 years younger than I am now. they just seemed really old to me. But well, that whole generation seemed older than they actually were. I think they'd been through a tough time, But the girls, and they were mostly girls. There was only one other boy on the block, Carl, who lived next door to my grandparents. Carl Bloom. Anyway, I haven't thought about him in years. Anyway, we had a neighborhood talent show in Carl's backyard, and all the parents showed up, and somebody sang, and then there was a twist contest, and there was a hula hoop contest, all this shit, And the girls all, went and ran in the garage and changed costumes and came back out. And they asked me I was really outgoing, kid, and they asked me to be the MC. So I came out, warmed up the crowd, told a couple stupid, kid jokes, and introduced everybody between acts. So, and that I must have been, 10 years old or something.
Oh, wow.
And then when I was in high school, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I was a relatively good student. I went through a period like my, sophomore, junior year where I didn't give a shit. My grades dropped. And my old man practically kicked my ass. He was hard on me, but I could bring home 5 A's and an A minus, or 5 A pluses and 1 A, and he'd go, "What the hell is that?" Point the A without the plus in front of it. So I went through a period of not doing a shit. And my dad threw a fit, so my junior year I started popping speed and sitting in the front row and answering every question. Brought my grades back up.
Oh, good.
It was the 60s, man. I knew a couple of chubby girls that could get really good diet pills. They were really cheap, too.
Damn.
You get 30 of them for $10 or $5 or something. And anyway, all I had to do was drive them to a fat doctor and drop them. I just wait outside to come out. But shit, I hadn't thought about that in years. I hope my daughter's not listening to this. No, she knows all this shit. I've told her all this stuff. But so I just didn't really know what I wanted to do, and then my junior year in high school, my speech teacher, Carolyn Sherfy, they were doing she also ran the drama club department, whatever, directed plays and stuff. And they were doing a children's play called Secret Behind the Walls. And it was like a period piece, it took place in a castle in the 12th century or something. And she could never there was always girls playing guys' parts and stuff. She could never get enough guys to come out. And audition, and she, all I had to do was drive them to a fat doctor and drop them off. I just wait outside to come out. But she she put out the word. She got, and this was back in the days of pretty strict dress codes, and haircuts were a big issue. This is 1968, I think. And, you had to have, the boys had to have their hair above their ears, above their eyebrows, off their collar. You had to wear a shirt with a collar on it, buttons and a collar. They had to wear socks, boy. There was no wearing your loafers without socks. That was a terrible thing. And I wouldn't want to now. I'm a sock nut. I have drawers filled with socks, but at the time it was like, fuck you, I'm gonna go with that because it's cool, And so I know I'm digressing. It's one of my terrible habits, but where was I? Oh, so she put out the word that if you get in this play, you won't have to get your hair cut for like 6 weeks because she wanted the males to have longer hair, And man, fucking like every boy in the high school auditioned for that, that play, so they wouldn't have to cut their hair for 6 weeks. So I auditioned. I got the lead role. And I loved it. I just loved it. I thought, God, I love doing this, So then I spent the rest of my high school career, doing every play that, that they did. And I still, at the beginning or halfway through my senior year, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And my girlfriend was an artist, and she wanted to go to art school, and she had all these catalogs from different art schools and stuff. And she had one from the Art Institute of Chicago, the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. And one day said, John, you have to look at this. And in the back of it, there was 2 pages on the theater school there, the Goodman School of Drama. I didn't even know there was such a thing. And I knew I didn't want to go to regular college. Like I said, I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. And I read this thing about this theater school. I thought, so I wrote it. And they scheduled an audition for me. So I drove to Chicago and and the audition was an entire day with a group of about six or eight people. And you did improvisation. You had to have 2 prepared pieces, and you improv and did all sorts of theater exercises and stuff. It was really fucking neat. And none of us had ever done anything like that before. And I was in a group with Ted Wass, who, God, look him up. He's done all sorts of stuff. He was in the comedy Soap, which was a comedy soap opera. He was in Blossom as the dad, and then when Bill Bixby died, he took over as director of that. He did Danny and Grease on Broadway. Anyway, he went on to do all that stuff. Eileen Davis, who is married to Bill Mumy now, from the those kids from the Twilight Zone and from the Lost in Space, Will Robinson, danger, Will Robinson.
Yeah,
he was Will Robinson. Neat guy, actor, musician, just all around great guy. She's and then Krisha Fairchild, who has recently become this critically acclaimed independent actress from her 2 latest films, and she did oh God, what was it the show on Sci-Fi Channel? I can't remember it now. But she did. It was the last thing that. No, I'm sorry, man. I'm old. Anyway, Krisha, and then me. So there were a few people came out of that group. So anyway, I did 3 years there, And then I was doing a children's play for the summer in 1973. And my sister, who went to school at the University of Texas and lived in Austin, was married to Kim Henkle, who I had really just met a couple times. I knew he was a writer, but, didn't know a whole lot about it. He called me and said, hey, John, it's Kim, man. I'm like, hey, Kim, man. This is 1972. Yeah, man. He goes, hey, man, you crazy? I said, sure, man, I'm crazy. Why? He goes, that's something I want you to do. And he told me all about Texas Chain Saw Massacre. What their role was and all that stuff. And I said, sure, I'll do it. So I was doing a children's play called The Taradiddle Tales, dressed up in green and yellow tights, dancing and singing folk songs and telling folk tales from around the world for children. 2 shows a day, 6 days a week, for like $175 or something, which is what, like $12 a show or some shit. I don't know. But anyway, actually, it was pretty good money for acting in 1972. But just my share of the rent in the apartment I shared with like 4 of the guys was only $44 a month. But oh gosh, those were the days, Daddy. Oh man, let me tell you. But where was I on that? So anyway, I went and gave my notice to the producer, who was this old Russian woman who was from a really well-established theater family, and her father was a famous director and acting teacher and everything. Yeah, she kind of ridden his coattails, I think, but anyway, she never liked me anyhow. But so I went to give my notice to her, and she asked me all about it, and I told her that I was going to be wearing a lot of makeup, and it was a horror film, but I had never done a film. Actually, I had done a training film for an insurance company, but I told her that I really wanted to do this, and she said, and when I told her it was like a heavy makeup role, she said, Roddy McDowell would never have done the Planet of the Apes if he had not been an established actor first. So right off the bat, I got compared to Roddy McDowell, which I think was pretty groovy.
Oh, yeah.
And so I split. I went to Texas for the rest of the summer. So that was really my first summer as a professional actor. I had done that one training video. I'd worked for a day or two on. I'd gotten paid for that, and I had the check stub in my pocket for probably 25 years until it just disintegrated. It in my wallet. I'd switch it from wallet to wallet to wallet because it was my first paid acting gig, and it finally just kind of turned into dust. So I finally threw it out. I should have laminated it or something, kept it. But I've never been that fucking organized. I've always been, I've left so much shit behind. I've moved out of so many apartments and just left shit. I'll get more shit. Yeah. And then I see a picture of myself from 20 years ago and think, oh man, I love that shirt. Bert, what happened to that shirt? You probably left it behind in a closet, you dipshit.
Yeah, I've done that too.
So that's my story, how I got started in the biz. I mean, I know I was a little long-winded on that, but I wanted to tell you from the beginning until the chainsaw thing came along.
Oh, that's fine. That's what I want. That's what I want. A lot of people, they don't know what a lot of you actors and singers and so forth, what y'all go through the beginning part to get to the very beginning of of your careers. And I always find it interesting and fascinating how everybody got to where they to the point that they're like, "Yep, that's me. Damn it, you see me? Yep, that's me."
Wait a minute, look, hold on, it's coming up. There I am. Oh shit! Back it up. There I am.
Yeah, that's been like me in the movie. I'm like, you see that? You see that? See me walk by? That was me. Damn it. Mm-hmm. Well, what was the process like? Because I take it you was in a lot of makeup to play Grandpa. So how long did it take them to sit you down and do it? Was it like 3, 4, 5 hours?
Well, I had to. They brought me down there 3 weeks before they were gonna shoot my scene, because they had to design and create my makeup. And so, the second or third day I was there, I went to see the guy who designed the FX makeup. And it was actually, the guy was a plastic surgeon, cosmetic surgeon, and Dr. Barnes. And he took a negative mold of my face, and then he made a positive plaster life mask of me, and then he sculpted it with wax and a sculpting tool. This guy, Rodney, he had so much talent. He was a cosmetic surgeon, a marvelous photographer, an artist, a sculptor. He was a photographer for Penthouse magazine for like 20 fucking years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he had a really fucking cool house tucked in the hills on the north side of Austin that looked very much like a kind of a Frank Lloyd Wright-esque sort of design, and with a big concrete and tile pool in the back, with the a rocky with the Texas Hill Country kind of rising up behind it, and he was proud of his home. And his office was also there, and of course his wife and everyone all women who worked for him were all drop dead gorgeous and cosmetically altered.
Mm-hmm.
And here I was 20. You said on your intro that I was 19. I was actually 20. I don't know where everybody gets that I was 19, but everybody thinks I was 19. I was actually 20 years old. But it's okay. Everybody does it, Rod. You don't go fucking slit your wrist or anything, But,
okay. You got me out of it, man. Appreciate it. Looking out for
if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna kill yourself over it, swallow a bunch of fucking pills and wash it down with
there you go.
Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
And a fifth of Jameson, and a handful of fucking, Xanax or something. But
yeah, go out like I came in.
What, all slimy and crying?
Yeah, I'm shit myself, hey, yeah.
But so he gave me a tour of his house. Oh, Rod, this fucking place. It was so beautiful. So in the master bedroom, which was huge, master bedroom suite, there was a sliding glass door over the deep end of the pool with just a really nice wooden platform that was, cantilevered out. No rails on it or anything. So in the morning, he could roll out of bed, and his wife, I assume, and slide that door open and just dive into the deep end of the pool from the second story. Fuck me.
Wow.
And you know what? I thought, God, if I ever get stinking rich, I've got to have me one of these fucking things. So, yeah. I'd still like to have that. Except at my age, I'd probably jump instead of dive.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So anyway, get back to the makeup. So, yeah. Damn, I want to go for a swim now.
I'll be back.
Sometimes I just turn myself on. I constantly crack myself up, but sometimes I just get myself all excited.
I know the feeling. I'll do too.
I'm still like a teenager. But so anyway, he sculpted. He took my face, an impression of my face, and with wax and sculpting tools, aged me just along my own natural facial lines and things, you know. And the guy was a plastic surgeon, so he knew, you know. And then he took that and made latex masks off of that mold. And then those were then cut up into sections and applied to my face with spirit gum. So each mask was cut into about probably 8 or 10 sections. Like it was the nose and upper lip, then the lower lip and chin, then the upper cheek, then the lower cheek, and then the forehead and eyelid, under eye, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
In that process, the application the first time took 7 hours because he and the makeup girl, Dottie Pearl, who was Daniel Pearl, she was the cinematographer's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And she passed away a few years ago. Marvelous woman. But she had a very, very successful career in Hollywood as a makeup artist. After everybody, moved to LA. And Daniel's had a very successful career. So it took him 7 hours to apply it the first time. And then, then I had to work for like fucking 12 hours. In Texas in fucking August. Jesus. The second time they got it down to about 5 hours, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But then we ran straight for like fucking 27 hours or something. So from the time I got in the makeup chair until they got the stuff off of me, I was headed home back to Austin. We were shooting up in Rolling Rock. That's what I'm drinking. Oh, Round Rock. Fuck. Oh God. Yeah, we're filming in Rolling Rock. Sure, let me take a swig of this bad boy. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So, by the time I got back to my apartment, it had been well over 30 hours, from the time I got there. And I slept for almost 24 straight hours.
Cool. I'll say so.
My sister, at the time I was staying, by then I was staying with my sister and my brother-in-law because I roomed with, I had an apartment with Lou Perryman.
Oh.
As a matter of fact, this week, April 1st or March 31st was the 11th anniversary of his murder. That's a whole other fucking story. Yeah, fuck. So Lou and I were roommates. We had a nice little 2-bedroom apartment with a pool and everything. They also used it as a production office, and they did rehearsals and had meetings there and shit. But his wife was like 9 months pregnant, and she had come in from Colorado, and so when she was there, so they'd have some privacy, I moved in with my sister and my brother-in-law. So anyway, I slept for like 24 hours after I got done that second day. Then I was done, and I was out of there in a couple of days. I was gone back to Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, that was it. It was a rough shoot, but it was a really tough shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But we were all young and very enthusiastic. We were all young actors and young filmmakers, and we were making a fucking movie for the summer.
Oh yeah.
What'd you do on your summer vacation? I made a movie.
That's it.
And it was a real fucking deal. It wasn't like taking, you and a friend, slapping some makeup on the family basset hound and shooting them with a Super 8 camera. This was in the backyard. This is a real fucking, real deal. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot from that film because I was there all the time, even though I only shot for a couple of days. I was there constantly. I worked as like a production assistant in Grip, helping out, wherever they needed it.
Mm-hmm.
I drove a truck to go pick up props and to take stuff back from where we'd run, things like that. I'd run to the convenience store, to the U-Totem, if somebody wanted something and we didn't have it, one of the filmmakers or actors or whatever, and they just had a hankering for something. I'd run for drinks and snacks if we didn't have it. I don't think anybody could do that, but if Kim or Tobe, I remember Tobe saying, "John, I got a taste for a Snappy Tom." Snappy Tom was like a tomato juice with like jalapeno in it. It was like spicy V8 or something.
Oh, dang.
I still remember that. And so I ran into the U-Totem, which was like a 7-Eleven, except they were all over the South back there. There was actually like a totem pole in front of the place, or like on their sign or something.
Dang.
I did take some time. I took some time myself, and I hitchhiked down to San Antonio to visit some friends, and then came back up. But for the most part, I was there. I think I split for like a week to visit some friends of mine in San Antonio. But I was there all the time, so I learned a lot, and I wanted to. I wanted to learn about filmmaking, not just the acting part of it, but just how the whole thing worked. I was fascinated with it.
Mm-hmm. What did you have any idea that the Texas Chain Saw Massacre would be such turn out to be such a big hit?
Oh God, no.
Or even a director.
Rodney, this is my standard answer. I have been asked this question so many times. I have a standardized answer for it.
Okay.
Which is, if we'd have known then what it turned into and, what it's become now, we would all had agents and lawyers and shit like that.
Well, I figured.
Yeah.
Sign yes, please.
I remember going. I used to go see the dailies, we called them rushes back then, but they send the daily film footage off to a lab, and it would come back the following day, developed, rough, unedited, developed film. And so every evening after wrap, Kim and Tobe and some of the other guys, and I went quite often, would go to this editing house out in Austin, down by the university, called Shoot Up. And we would watch the footage from the day before. And the first time I did it, we were using an old, anybody who's like a film historian or a filmmaker will remember this, a Steenbeck machine, which was a state-of-the-art editing machine at the time. And you, an editing table, and you put, your reel of film, your spool on the left side. You fed it through, and you put your empty tape reel on the other side, and then you put your audio tape, and you fucked around with it, synced it all up, and then you run it, and you can watch it on like about the size of a television, a widescreen TV now, a screen. Mm-hmm. That was I guess we'll just shoot through the the light would shoot through the film and reflect it onto the back projected onto a screen. And the first time that I was there watching, Tobe got up and he had a roll of black gaffer's tape, and he was taping off the edges of the screen with black gaffer's tape. Maybe about 2 inches in all the way around. I said, Tobe, what are you doing? He goes, I want to see what's going to look like when they cut it down, size it down for television. And I just burst out laughing. He got pissed at me. I was like, what? You really think this is ever going to be on television? And he got all fucking pissy about it. Oh, he never liked me either. Wait a minute, I already told you that. Yeah, fuck him. He's dead now. But, yeah. Oh, jerk. Good filmmaker, though. Sort of. Mm-hmm. Once or twice.
Well, with the character, Grandpa, is there anything about it you would change differently through the times that you played the character?
Well, I was hoping in 3D they'd give me at least like one line. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you've seen 3D, but I think I talked to Phil mostly about it because he was playing Jim Zedow's role in the beginning of that film. And the timeline was, when the mob comes to, send the boy out, Drayton. that whole. We had really just wrapped up dinner, mm-hmm. Not long, but like an hour before, and she'd escaped, and of course they come looking around. It was the way I looked at it anyway, and I said, it'd be great if I could just look up that Drayton and say, in the middle of all this fucking chaos, Grandpa is so fucking oblivious. He's like, where's my beer? You said I could have my beer after supper. While they're burning the house down around.
Yeah, where's my beer, man?
And shooting the place up and setting the place on fire. How Grandpa can think about it is one beer that he gets every evening after supper. I just think it would have been really fucking cool. But,
yeah.
Anyway, it didn't happen. Also, John Leguizamo. Oh, wait a minute. John Leguizamo, he's a fucking comedian, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who was it? Yeah, what was it? John, the director of that, really kind of multisyllabic, like German name or something. Quick, look it up. John. Me dead. God damn it.
Director of which one? 3D?
Yeah, 3D. Who was the director of that? John.
3D. Let's see. 3D. Alexandria Daddario?
Daddario, yeah. She was in the lead role. Director.
Okay. Let's see, director. Oh, John Lucenhop.
Yeah, Rosenhop. Yeah, John Rosenhop. The first time I talked to him, I was at a con. I was at Days of the Dead in Indianapolis, sitting at my table, signing autographs. My phone rings, answer it, and it's him. And he said, "Hey, this is John blah blah. I'll be directing you." And I went, "Hey, wow, nice to meet you. Because I just wanted to get in touch with you and welcome you to the cast and let you know I'm really looking forward to doing this film, working with you and everything." And we chatted for a little bit. I said, "As a matter of fact, I'm at a convention right now, man. I've got a line here and everything. I've been talking about." And okay, and he's really kind of a dry dude. I didn't realize at the time that he had no sense of humor. but so I said, "John, man, hey, this is gonna be in 3D, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, that's so cool." I said, "I got an idea." He goes, "Really? What?" I said, "How about?" I'm going to crack myself up. Sometimes I crack myself up, man. So I said, "How about you do this close-up shot of Grandpa's big old man hanging down nutsack, swinging down over the audience with like one or two scraggly gray hairs on it, and it swings out over the audience's head." And I stopped. He didn't fucking snicker. Didn't say a goddamn word. It was just silence on the other end of the line, which made it even funnier. So then I'm like howling with laughter.
Oh, damn.
God. Well, I'm an asshole. I'm just a total jerk. I love it.
That's what you got to be these days, man. Shit, boy. I've been called all kinds of shit. I've been called an asshole, some bitch, everything you can think of.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I'm a really lovable person. I don't know why.
Huh? Oh, me too. Usually, when somebody gets pissed at me, no matter what they decide to call me, it always has a little in front of it.
Oh. I get the big.
Yeah.
I'm a big old boy, so
yeah.
I get big fucker. Well, thank you.
I get, instead of shit ass, I get little shit ass.
Yeah.
Little weasel. That's one there. You little weasel.
You got a little weasel.
Yeah. Well, I always want to say, is there such thing as a big weasel? I'm not sure. Oh, good film. Attack of the Giant Weasels.
That's a second weasels. Oh God. Oh Lord. So I take it you've had a lot of fun playing this character throughout the years.
I tell you what, there's very few days that I don't have fun. Life's too fucking short not to enjoy it. Not really. People think that I've been, usually people I'm close to, like ex-wives and shit like that, that I have been close to. But they think because I don't take things seriously, that I'm not serious about life. No, I'm very serious, about lots of things. But, think because you don't worry, you don't care. Well, that's simply not true. I just choose not to worry. I care. I learned, I tell you what, I learned at 18 years of age. It's like I had an epiphany. I got busted. I hadn't been busted yet. But I'd been called to testify from a grand jury in Indiana, 18 years of age, on a grand jury investigation on drug trafficking in the county that I grew up in, Clay County, Indiana. And I'd gone and spent several hours testifying in front of this grand jury, and they started handing out indictments a few days later. And I wasn't indicted. I was just worried sick. And so I was off the hook for like a day or two. Thank God. And then they announced in the paper that they were reopening and there would be more indictments coming. I don't know if, and I worried myself to the point of just being ill. I just felt like my head was going to explode. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I just was going insane with worry.
Mm-hmm.
It reached a fucking crescendo, where I felt like I was just going to fucking burst.
Mm-hmm.
And then something just washed over me, some fucking common sense, I guess. And I realized, no matter how much you worry about this, it's not going to affect the outcome. Either they're going to indict you or they aren't. And all this bullshit you're doing right now is not going to affect it or not, So, might as well just, enjoy yourself until, the word comes down. Then you'll deal with it then. You'll deal with it then. Figure out what the fuck to do to try to stay the fuck out of prison, And I did end up getting indicted. And turned out the police, because they were fucking idiot local cops, had fucked up everything when they arrested me. So I ended up doing 3 years probation instead of time. But ever since then I just taken it like that. I had went through a cancer 2 years ago. It was 2 years this month. 2 years in the beginning of May that I was diagnosed with oral cancer from smoking for 47 years. Like an idiot. I'm not the brightest guy in the world when it comes to my health and shit. But, but I was diagnosed with oral cancer, and it was pretty bad. It got into my jawbone. I had to remove half my jaw. And then when they took, when I went through the first surgery, I ended up having 3 surgeries because I had complications from the first one. But so I did 16 days in the hospital. But which is a rocking good time. I had I had a smartphone and free internet and a TV and lots of fucking intravenous drugs. I mean, just on a drip, So it's like I don't really remember a whole lot about it. I know I laughed a lot, but when that happened, I approached it the same way. I was like, hey, if I only got 6 months to live, why would I want to waste it going, poor me? Oh my God, I'm dying. Fuck it, Yeah. I'm going to laugh my way into the grave, but, I'm going to waste my life fucking worrying about something that's completely out of my control. I could have controlled the cause of it, fucking years ago, but I didn't.
I quit.
I guess I think it makes sense.
Oh yeah, I quit smoking last September, and it's been a challenge after 25 years of smoking. Because I used to drive a truck across the country.
I smoked for 47 years. When I was diagnosed, at first, I went to just my regular doctor, and for physical. And she goes, "Is there anything else that's concerning you?" And I had this thing in my mouth for several years, but it didn't. It was just I could feel it down there, but it didn't hurt or anything. And then it started hurting. But I was waiting until I turned 65 and had fucking Medicare. Because it turns out to be cancer. It'll fucking like, I don't have money,
Right.
So, and so I told her about it. She looked at it. She goes, "Ooh, boy." I said, "I don't know." She goes, "I'm going to make an appointment for you to see a specialist." So I went to see this specialist, and, he took a piece of it and had a biopsy and everything, and then it turned out it was cancer. But when they first looked at it, he and his resident who was working with him were looking at it, and the resident said, what's that, papilloma? And the doctor said, he goes, what do you think, doctor, papilloma? And the doctor says, yeah, it looks like to be papilloma. I said, papilloma? Yeah, papilloma. Papilloma? Yeah, papilloma. I said, papilloma. Like HPV, like venereal warts? And he goes, yeah. I was like, oh, shit. I said, look, let me ask you something, doc. I said, can I get this from, like, performing oral sex on a woman?
Yeah.
And he goes, absolutely. Absolutely, that's how you get it. And for a second, I was like really proud. Like, whoa, how cool is that? I did it so much. I'm so badass. I got cancer, you know. But it turned out to be a much worse guy.
Shit.
Yeah, but you know, after the biopsy came back, but so when he told me that he said, okay, this is what you have, which was like gingival squamous cell carcinoma or something like that. He said, and it's you know, migrated into your bone of your jaw, and we'd have to do all this shit. I was like, shit. I said, I get this from smoking. He goes, absolutely. You absolutely got this on smoking. And I said, damn, I quit 5 years ago. You know, at the time, I quit 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. He goes, well, honestly, this probably could have started as long as 10 years ago, and it's just been just decided to present itself recently. And my first thought, Rodney, because I love smoking so much, was, damn it, I didn't have to stop. I already had cancer. Yeah. I could have waited till now to stop. Yeah.
I would have thought the same thing. I loved it too.
Oh God, I love to smoke. And still, people, you know how when people walk out of a, say a supermarket or something, and the first thing to do is light up on the way to the car. I'll walk out of like my supermarket and I'll catch a whiff of that first puff of somebody's cigarette, and me, I think, oh man, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Oh gosh.
Oh God, I should have done that. No, I don't have.
It does. It does. That affects me too. Especially walking out of a restaurant too, or Wendy's or something.
The same thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, after you eat. You know, my old man quit in 1958. He quit smoking, and he was a fucking cup of coffee in one hand, chewing gum, and a cigarette at the same time. You know, kind of guy. And he quit when I was 5 years old, 1958. Years later, after I had left home and come back, for a holiday or something, my one sister had quit. My brother was trying to quit. And then my oldest sister and I were still smoking. And we got to talking about it and at the dinner table. And we had finished up dinner, having coffee, and this is many, many years later. My old man said, "Yeah, this is the time I still think about having a cigarette after a good meal. You push back from the table a little bit, maybe loosen your belt, and a cigarette right now. It's something you get over. It passes. I mean, it's become easier over the years. It's been 6 years for me now, but still, it's been 6 years this month."
It's been 7 months for me, and it's still, it's rough. I know I need it to. I'm diabetic and stuff, and with this coronavirus going around, my doctor.
Ooh, shit, man, you really don't need that stuff.
No, I don't.
Because it affects your circulation, and so does the diabetes. You'll end up, they took my Uncle Patty. I actually have an Uncle Patty. Irish guy with an Uncle Patty. Who would have thought? But my dad's youngest brother, Uncle Patty, they took him away in pieces, man. They took his toes, and they took the foot. Then they took his leg below the knee. Then they took it halfway up his femur, you know. And then he had a stroke and lost his ability to talk. He cried a lot. He get frustrated and cry. It was just sad. But he smoked, he drank, and he had diabetes. You know?
Yeah, diabetes is a disease. It takes you in pieces.
Yeah.
I know my eyes. You know,
you have to manage it. You know, Rodney, you have to manage your illness. You know, if you're diabetic, are you insulin dependent?
Yes, I take 2 shots. Yeah, I shoot up.
Are you on a pump, or you just bang it? You just skin pop it?
I just bang it. I stick myself. Everybody watch me. They're like, "Hey, man, this is great!" Bam! I get the good shit.
Well, you just got to manage. You know, it takes a certain amount of management. You know, I know diabetics that manage their illness well. I know diabetics that just they don't. You know, and they're the ones that end up with trouble.
Well, see,
my friend Chris, you know,
I was doing really good.
I stayed with him for a while. You know, I stayed with him. We were both separated from our wives through divorce, and I went to and stayed with him in Georgia for a while on his place, and then I'd take care of his animals when he was out of town, his horses and his goats and shit like that. And but he'd get home from work, I'd be there, and I'd already had dinner planned. I got him, I managed to get him on a decent diet of grilled fish and steamed vegetables and whole grain and stuff like that. And because he was just eating fucking terribly. You know? He came in one afternoon with a box of, a bag of mini chocolate donuts. He sat down. He'd already eaten about half of them. They sat down. I said, "What the hell are you doing?" And he goes, "Oh, it's okay. I'll be all right. I'll just give myself a little additional insulin when I take my shot." I was like, "You're gonna fucking kill yourself, man. What the fuck is?"
Yeah. But see, I don't eat.
So anyway, I just I don't mean to preach at you, but you just got to stay on top of it. Man.
Oh yeah, I've been like this ever since 2003. So I've had my good years and bad years, and here the past couple of years I've had some bad times. But I won't get it straight.
I had a heart attack a week ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, apparently you're doing all right. I hope.
Yeah, they put a stent in my coronary artery, and I was back home. And I had a heart attack on Wednesday, and I was back home by Friday evening.
Well, that's awesome.
So it wasn't like a major one, but it scared me.
Mm-hmm.
So I've only had 2 meals a week that have any meat in them. I'm going almost all plant-based. I've cut way down on my alcohol consumption. I blew my knee out. I got so energetic. I mean, I felt so great after my heart attack. They fixed me. I didn't realize that my fatigue, exhaustion, chronic shortness of breath from just taking the fucking garbage out and shit. I thought it was because I was old and I had gone through cancer and cancer therapy and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently it was because I had a blocked artery in my heart. Partially blocked artery. So, yeah. So I felt immediately, I feel much better. I mean, almost immediate. Doctor told me, he said, "You'll be shocked. You're going to feel so much better." He said, "If you just stay on the program, you can live a long, full life. Got a long, full life ahead of you."
Mm-hmm.
So I've taken it seriously.
Well, I know 8 years ago, my mom had a massive heart attack, and she almost kicked the bucket. I mean, I had to give her CPR and wait for the rest before I could get there. I mean, it was rough. They had to take her all the way to Roanoke, and
Well,
by the time we got
at least you were there with her, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. They put 5 stents in her heart by the time we got there. And Dr. told me, he said she has a 15% chance of walking out here. I said, I'll take it. And my brother's like, Mama don't want to be on no ventilator. I said, I don't give a shit. You're not the oldest one I am. If she lives, then she'll bitch at me and be mad. And if she lives, she bitch at me all the time about it. I should have let her go.
Well, hell.
Save your life. And then bitching at me because you wanted to die. Hey, that's some
what
shit.
a thankless old biddy.
I know, ain't that some shit? It took her like 6 years to sit on the porch with me one day. Started talking about it, crying. She looked at me, she's like, thank you. I said, oh my God, was it that damn hard?
Well, it's a good thing you didn't kill her for bitching at you about it. Before she got around to saying that. Oh, we can arrange that, Ma. What do you want? Drown in the bathtub or what? Drown in the bathtub or backed over with my pickup? Yeah. Let's get creative here. How you want to go?
Well, my brother just talking to a doctor there the other day. 2 days ago, complained about her stomach. She was bleeding, throwing up, and all this. And I called her and I said, "You doing all right?" Because I wouldn't go out. I'm like, I ain't going out with this shit going on. And she said, "I'm all right." I'm like, "Why are you so hateful?" She said, "They want me to go. They want to do a scope, put a scope down my stomach." I said, "Well, Mom, they probably want to see what's going on. I don't care if I bleed to death." I said, "Well, why don't you just lay there and die?"
Yeah.
I'm like, my God, what is she fussing at me for?
Well, us old folks get grouchy.
I'm 50
Hey,
years
Rodney.
old.
Rodney.
Yes, sir.
How long do you need me for here?
I can as long as you want to talk, we'll talk. If you're ready to go, you can
Yeah.
say, dude, I'll stay off here.
I'm starting to fade, man. I have to take the animals out and lock the house up and everything.
Okay.
That's
no problem. No problem. John, hey, I appreciate you coming on the show, but I'll ask you a couple of questions that just go in together to get us out. Like, I would say you got any plans for 2020, but it's probably staying inside.
Well, yeah, I had most of my gigs this spring. All my personal appearances have canceled. I'm hoping that we get the Blues Man, which is the newest project I'm involved in. I hope we get it. I hope we go into production this year. You know, we were just really getting geared up to hopefully do it halfway through the summer, or maybe towards the end of the summer. But now, you know, with this plague that's hit us, but I'm really looking forward to it. It's I don't know how much I can say about it. I did a video about it on my Facebook page today, but I'll be playing an old guy, owner of a pawn shop in a small southern town. Little old guy. Little.
I'll tell you what, one thing that me and you would shoot this shit all day and night. I'm telling you, boy.
I'm really good at it. It's my favorite thing to do. My brother and I, man, every time we get together, and if my daughter, you know, I have a 30, gosh, she'll be 36 on April 20th, man, on Hitler's birthday.
Oh, wow. I don't remember.
Yeah, she's stranded in Australia now. She was supposed to come home in a few weeks for her yearly visit. They shut down the country.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah. I remember the first time she was about 14 years old. Her birthday was coming up. I said, "You know, you were born on Hitler's birthday, right?" She's so funny. She's really a funny person. And she's got this great comic timing and knows a pause, and she goes, "You know what, Dad? I could have gone my whole life and not known that."
My daughter's the same way.
What the hell was I telling? Oh, she goes, "I just love when you and Uncle Robert get together. I can just watch you guys forever and listen to you because the way we can riff off of each other, you know."
Dang.
Oh, so much fun. Yeah, you and I would. I have 2 rocking chairs on my front porch overlooking a piney woods, you know.
Well, I'll come down. I'll bring you some down, and we'll just sit and shoot shit. I know from the moonshine.
So blues man. So I play. I'll be playing a little old pawn shop owner that ends up with a guitar of a very famous deceased Delta blues player, and in his pawn shop, and it's a very bad person that wants that damn guitar, and it involves some grave robbers and some ne'er-do-wells and some gore and some great Delta blues.
Oh wow!
It's a great script. I mean, a really good script, and it'll have really good music. You know, we have a marvelous musical director, and there'll be original music and it'll have great locations and just so, and there'll be some gore. It is a horror film, so there is some blood and guts involved, which I know, I don't object to that at all. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think it has a lot of potential. I thought that since I read the fucking second draft of it. I just got the final script like 2 weeks ago, and it's tight. It's really well written. I'm really looking forward to doing this. These people seem to have their shit together. They had their ducks in a row, and I'm looking forward to that. And then, let's see, last year, not too long ago, Deviant Behavior is out on DVD and Blu-ray and Amazon Prime, where I play a kind of little old a homicide detective who teams up with his old partner, who is now a burnout ex-homicide detective, who lost his job, and now he's kind of a ratty old alcoholic private investigator, and they team up to track down the psycho serial killer. It's another really nice film with great original music. I mean, great music. The guy who plays the lead role, I'm like the supporting role, the guy that plays the private detective, the actor's name is Eric Rodriguez. We shot this down in Corpus Christi. Eric, also, he's one of those people that do anything. They just want to slap the fuck out of him. He's a web designer, songwriter, musician, actor. But he wrote and performed, music for it. It's really a nice piece. And then Rock, Paper, Scissors, which was released last. So I don't know how I thought. Seabike was a long time after we actually shot it. It took us a while to get distribution, which is another story altogether. Sometime we'll talk about it, but it had to do with the lawsuit. Had to do with the lawsuit between Victor Miller and Sean Cunningham because of the Friday the 13th franchise. But because Nick wrote the original Friday the 13th. Mm-hmm. But so it was written by Victor and directed by Tom Holland, who wrote and directed Child's Play and Fright Night.
Yeah.
And so it was a trip working with him, and I'd known Victor for years, so it was great working with Victor and his writing partner on it, Kerry Fleming. He and I became good friends, and they were there on set the whole time I was there. So, well, Kerry was. I think Vic had to go back home to Northern California after a couple of days, but it gave me quite a bit of leeway. You know, I could go to him and say, "Hey, I got an idea here on this scene. Can we add this line or do that and everything?" And I play and then I play like a really bad man. You really have to see it. I'm really proud of my work on it. But it's about a psycho serial killer, and I play his uncle. All my stuff's in flashback, most of it, and in his imagination, you know. But I play the uncle that raised him after his mother died and abused the fuck out of him. The operative word, fuck. Yeah, just abusive pedophile uncle. Not that there's non-abusive pedophile, you know. Anyway, not like loving, gentle pedophile, you know, romantic pedophilia. You know, like you buy him flowers and make him dinner first or something. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're talking and laughing about that. Anyway,
I know, it's terrible.
It's awful. I'm just terrible, man.
Oh my God, you're
out. Rodney, you just let me go on and on like this. It's just not right.
I'm right there with you. Jump in feet first.
So anyway, I'm like the reason he turned into a psychosexual serial killer, essentially. So I had so much fun with this role, so much fun with it. It was tough, but I had to go to a dark place, you know. It was fucking weird.
I bet.
Doing research on it, you know, watching interviews with actual pedophiles and stuff. Yeah, I was sitting in here in my office, right where I'm sitting now, in front of my laptop, watching an interview with some pedophile from England. And Stacy came in to ask me a question, opened up the door behind me, and to ask me something. She goes, "What are you watching?" That's an interview with a pedophile, you know, research, you know. She goes, "What criteria did you put in your search to find this?" And I said, "Oh, I just typed in, how can I be a pedophile? Is that a problem?" She's like, "Oh my God."
Oh shit!
But yeah, I know. But my first day, you know, so I get to LA, and it had been forever since I'd done a film in Los Angeles, since the fucking 70s. And so I arrive at LAX, and I have a driver that picks me up, and he says, and it was fucking 6:30. You know, I'd been on the red eye from Nashville, and no, I live in Louisville. So I think maybe I had moved in with Stacy. I can't remember. But anyway, I came in on the red eye, and I picked up at like 6:45 or 7 o'clock in the morning or something. And the guy said, "I'm sorry, Mr. Dugan, but they'd like to, you know, producer wants you to come out and set location right now and sign some paperwork and stuff like that for Screen Actors Guild and everything. And then I'll make sure you get to your hotel so you can get some sleep." I thought, okay. So a fucking little line producer meets me at the car where it pulls up. Mm-hmm. Before I can even practically step out of the car, he goes, "John, how are you? Hello, I was wondering, we're running behind schedule, behind budget. I wonder if you'd give up your travel pay." Before I'd even done anything, I was like, "Oh, what?"
Damn.
Yeah, it really fucking got railroaded. on that fucking deal. And I was like, oh God, yeah, whatever. Which I should not have done, but I did. Yeah, so it was a fucking 2 days travel thing. Fucking anyway, I still made a lot of money out. But okay. So anyway, I signed all this fucking stuff, all this, here and here and here, after sign date, initial sign date, did all that stuff. And then he takes me to my hotel, and I do a flop. And I get up in the middle of the afternoon, and I started going with my lines, and I went and had something to eat, all this stuff. The next day, I go in at a 6 a.m. call or some shit, and my first day, full day there, and they're doing two of my hardest scenes right off the bat. And this is the way it always happens. They get you, and they get you there, and they're so excited. It's like, let's do all of it. They don't let you just like work into it. Yeah, and Tom Holland, he didn't know who he was, and Tobe Hooper was no help. He called Tobe Hooper, and Tobe tried to get me fired from a job I hadn't even started yet, practically. It was right before he died. The last thing he did was try to screw me again. But, so, Tom was really leery of me, thinking I couldn't fucking handle it. He had called me. I was here. I was in Nashville. Okay, so he called me here, in this office, and to ask me if I was up to play this role, because it's a really important role, very, very important. I said, I'm up to play it. And it turned out that he had talked to Tobe, and Tobe said, I don't know. I just hired him because of his stature. We need somebody small. Yeah, I know. What a dick. But, he could have said, he's great, Oh, yeah, he's great. So he'd say he only paid me $637 to do the fucking Texas Chain Saw Massacre, I think. The least he could have done was say, oh, he's a wonderful actor, but he didn't. Well, fuck him. He's dead. But, did I say that again? She's just terrible, isn't it? Not really. That's all right. I don't feel bad at all. I really don't feel bad at all. So, where the fuck was I? Rodney, help me out here. So, anyway, we get through. I do this, the first setup. And we do it about 3 times, maybe tweak it here and there. And then they stop to do the reverse shot, move the lights around and move the camera and everything. Tom goes, John, come here, So I walk over to where he is. And he goes, where have you been for 40 years, man? I thought, okay, I'm doing something right. Okay, I'm doing something right. He says, what have you been doing? Playing kindly uncles and stuff like that? I say, yeah, pretty much. I've done uncles, grandpas, and occasional old burnout cop, Yeah. And he's like, oh, man. He goes, he says, do some more. That thing you're doing, that thing, that weird breathing thing you're doing. Okay, give me some more of that. I really like that. I said, okay. And he goes, let me ask you something. I said, okay. He said, are you afraid of overacting this role? I said, well, yeah, I'm trying to be somewhat subtle, I'm trying to come in kind of a little bit under the radar. And he goes, don't do that. I said, huh? He goes, don't do it. I said, okay. And he goes, let me tell you, he goes, you are playing a psychopath in the memory of a psychopath. You cannot overact this role, so just go. And, he cut the reins. He cut me loose and just let me fly, man. It was a fucking rocking good time. A really good time. It's one of the best times I've ever had acting, really. Great role, and I had so much freedom, and good guidance, too, a writer and director who really, was on my side, so.
That's awesome.
But so I'd like you to see it, Rodney. Is what I'm saying. Just fucking get the thing and watch it, okay?
I will.
Sure. I thought you would. I can't believe you didn't do it before this interview.
Well, I try to watch and read. You don't read the stuff I people need to read. And I'm like trying to read it, and I'm like, damn, could you fucker send me Cliff Notes? And then I try to watch everything too, you know.
You're one of those guys who got through high school on Cliff Notes, or you want?
No, I'm that guy in high school that made shit up as I went along. When we were just to see if they're actually reading, if they actually read your term paper. I'll just throw something in there. I'm serious, man. When it came, especially like, you know, I just made a writer up and made a story up and stood there in front of class and just bullshitting my way through it, and I always got an A. Oh, serious. Everybody else was sitting there going, I don't know where that book. Where did you get that book? I've never even heard that story. I'm like, I don't know. I got it in the public library, bitch. What's y'all's problem?
Hey, Daniel, I really have to take the dog out, shit, and wrap things up there. So.
Okay, John. I appreciate you coming on the show. Nothing but respect, man. And if you know, later in the year, if I'm still alive, you know, if you want to come back on the show, we talk, shoot shit, and you just, I don't know, throw a flare up in the air. I'll like I said, I'll bring some moonshine. I know some moonshine.
No. I just moved. You know, 6 years ago, I moved from Kentucky to Tennessee. I've had enough moonshine to fucking take the paint off of the paint off a fucking train engine, man. You know, it is a fucking desire to drink that fucking rocket fuel anymore. Give me a good bottle of Irish whiskey or a good bottle of, you know, like Hendrick's gin or maybe a nice bottle of silver tequila.
Hey. That's it. Well, John, again, thank you so much for coming on the show, and you have a great night, have a great weekend. Like I said, you know, anybody comes up in your driveway, you don't know them, shoot them so they don't get your toilet paper.
Hey, if anybody asks you how to get in touch with me because they have to give me a job or something, you know, tell them how to get in touch. Somebody goes, man, that guy's a fucking trip, you know. Somebody goes, oh, God, I got to have him in my film, you know, and I'm paying big fucking money. Or scale, you know. I'll work for scale sometimes, particularly in the middle of a fucking play or, you know, in the middle of a depression, which we're heading for. So,
oh, yeah. It's going to be bad. You're going to be coming down here.
Soup lines, Daddy. I never thought towards the end of my life I'd be waiting in a soup line.
I mean, either. Well, have you ever heard of the Barter Theater down here in Athens, Virginia? Theater? It's called the Barter Theater. Actors, it started like in the early 1900s during the Great Depression. Actors would go on stage and act for food during the Great Depression. And there's a lot of famous people that has acted down here and started out their careers down here. It really surprised me.
Yeah, so, you know, Roosevelt actually put actors and musicians to work and shit, you know. The government paid them to go fucking entertain people and shit, you know. Roosevelt was an amazing fucking president. We need somebody like that in the fucking White House right now to take care of this fucking issue. But, fucking Republicans, you know. Reagan, fucking Reagan ruined this country.
I agree.
It all started with him.
You ain't gonna tell me no different.
You know, it all started with him, man. Yeah. And but try to convince. Here we go back on politics. We'll do that in private sometime, Rodney.
Yeah, we'll have to. Yeah. Anytime.
All right, now I'm gonna go.
Okay, man. You have a great week.
Who's there with you? I've heard in the background.
Nobody, just me. I'm here by myself.
Okay, so that's. Oh, you know, it's probably some echo in here and coming back at me or something.
Okay, well, I'm sorry. Maybe I got my mouth too close to the mic.
No, it could have been me. I could have been hearing myself. Who knows? All right.
Okay, peace out.
I gotta go. Hang with us, man. You take care. Thanks
hey,
a
you
lot.
too. Oh, thank you, sir. You have a good
Bye.
one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, everyone, what a great show. What a great. I love shows like this, man. You can't get no better when it's just that personal. First time I ever talked to him, and I mean, it's like I've known him all my life. But again, I want to thank John Dango for coming on the show. Like I said, nothing but mad respect for him and the job he's done and doing and keep doing. Welcome him back anytime so we can talk some more. Well, maybe not so much politics, so that way they don't make nobody mad. But our guest for next Thursday night, April 9th, will be founder and researcher of the East Coast Bigfoot Researchers Organization, ECBRO, Daniel Benoit. So everyone, stay inside, stay alive, because, please, people, take it serious. I know a lot of you are, and I know a lot of it aren't. I've seen it in my own hometown, and I don't want to see nobody get this terrible disease and die. And for all the nurses and doctors and hospital personnel that are, right there in the front line, thank you. Thank you so much for everything you're all doing. The first responders, fire departments, police departments, EMTs, thank you. Thank you so much for what you're all doing. The people that's working at the grocery stores, Walmart, Amazon, Target, thank you. Thank you so much for doing the jobs that you're doing to keep feeding everybody and keeping us in toilet paper. That helps. And to the truck drivers. I used to be a truck driver. And if I could be out there with you guys or girls right now, I'd be right there with y'all hammering down just as hard as I could fucking hammer down to get what we need to get to wherever we needed to get it. Whether it be respirators in New York or PPEs in New York or California or Washington, I would have been right there with y'all. But that's what's great about America. We come together. No matter how much our differences are, this ain't a blue issue, red issue, independent. No, this is an American issue. Yeah, there's a lot of pointing fingers can go on, but we just got to get through this fucking storm before we start doing too much pointing fingers. So everybody be safe and take care. And if anybody needs anything, you know me on Facebook. I'll share what I can share. I'll help what I can help. But you come up in my damn yard and I don't know who you are, you might get a cap in your ass. But seriously, everybody, please take care. That's it for us tonight. I want to thank everyone that took the time to listen in. I'd like to give a big shout out to the Vibe Radio Network and to Ryan for putting up with us. Also to all the first responders and our men and women in the armed services. Thank you for your service and the sacrifices that you and your families make every day to keep our great nation safe. Tune in next week to another exciting show starting at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone can go to our Facebook page Within the Chaos, and don't forget to like our page to see upcoming guests along with past shows, postings, or you can also go to my website at www.blackdiamondps.org or blogtalkradio.com/Vibe Radio Network. Also, we have a YouTube channel, so go to YouTube, look up Within the Chaos for past shows. Thanks again. Until next week, everyone have a safe weekend and have a good night. And love you all. Be careful out there.
I'm sorry. But I don't want to be an emperor. That's not my business. I don't want to rule or conquer anyone. I should like to help everyone if possible. Jew, Gentile, black man, white. We all want to help one another. Human beings are like that. We want to live by each other's happiness, not by each other's misery. We don't want to hate and despise one another. In this world, there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. The way of life can be free and beautiful, but we have lost the way. Greed has poisoned men's souls, has barricaded the world with hate, has goose-stepped us into misery and bloodshed. We have developed speed, but we have shut ourselves in. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. Our knowledge has made us cynical, our cleverness hard and unkind. We think too much and feel too little. More than machinery, we need humanity. More than cleverness, we need kindness and gentleness. Without these qualities, life will be violent, and all will be lost. The aeroplane and the radio have brought us closer together. The very nature of these inventions cries out for the goodness in men, cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. Even now, my voice is reaching millions throughout the world, millions of despairing men, women, and little children, victims of a system that makes men torture and imprison innocent people. To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed, the bitterness of men who fear the way of human progress. The hate of men will pass, and dictators die, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. And so long as men die, liberty will never perish. Soldiers, don't give yourselves to brutes, men who despise you, enslave you, who regiment your lives, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel, who drill you, diet you, treat you like cattle, use you as cannon fodder. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men, machine men with machine minds and machine hearts. You are not machines, you are not cattle, you are men. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Soldiers, don't fight for slavery, fight for liberty. In the 17th chapter of St. Luke it is written, the kingdom of God is within man, not one man nor a group of men, but in all men, in you. You, the people, have the power to create machines, the power to create happiness. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Then in the name of democracy, let us use that power. Let us all unite. Let us fight for a new world, a decent world, that will give men a chance to work, that will give youth a future and old age a security. By the promise of these things, brutes have risen to power, but they lie. They do not fulfill that promise. They never will. Dictators free themselves, but they enslave the people. Now let us fight to fulfill that promise. Let us fight to free the world, to do away with national barriers, to do away with greed, with hate and intolerance. Let us fight for a world of reason, a world where science and progress will lead to all men's happiness. Soldiers, in the name of democracy, let us all unite!